Welcome to another production of Park TV 16 Sports on location. Tonight we are on the beautiful campus of Benilde-St. Margaret's on a hot, windy, humid, high dew point afternoon, bringing you semifinal Section 5A boys lacrosse featuring Rogers coming into town in St. Louis Park to take on the Red Knights, the number 2 seed. I'm Robert Christensen. Glad you're with us. You're watching Park TV 16 Sports. We're streaming live on YouTube, and we're underway against two teams that come in with similar records. The Rogers team 10-3, the Red Knights 11-3. Strength of schedule overall, I looked to see if they had any common opponents. They did not. First time they faced each other all year as Rogers controls the ball off the initial face-off. However, the Red Knights are ranked 10th in the state, and here comes Rogers on one-on-one in the save by Josh Imes. Huge for the Red Knights as number 3 for the Rogers Royals, and his name, I believe, is Brett Cassidy. I have a confusing lineup here on my card. I have 2 number 4s and no number 3, but we'll figure that out in a minute. But number 3 had a breakaway right there. And we have one camera tonight. Because of the threatening weather, we're operating from inside the press box. Usually that's where I am, but our one cameraman is also in the press box. So we'll be a few obstructions from the structure that we're around. Meanwhile, now Red Knights, first time on offense with it. That's Jack Anderson, their leading point getter, 24 goals, 6 assists, 30 points on the year. And now the Red Knights are in business, and we are just underway as we approach the 10.5-minute mark of quarter number 1, and good defense by the Rogers team. And now Red Knights get it to Dylan Popane. Now to the near side. That's David Langevin, number 21. He had a great game in the quarterfinals, and he will occupy this lower left corner on offense, sometimes playing what I call the point guard position behind the net. Now he'll come up, turn, shoot, and a nice save by number 13, the goaltender for Rogers Royals. That's Blake Evers. He comes in with a 5.12 goals against average, and he makes a save. So both Imes and Evers, the 2 opposing goaltenders, have made critical saves to start it off, and now the Rogers Royals will get their second possession, and behind the net, that is number 22, James Fee, the senior, to the goaltender, Evers, and now Evers, and in the middle, trying to reach center field is number 22 with the long stick. Once again, James Fee doing a nice job, but his pass misses the mark, an unforced error, and a turnover gives it right back to the Red Knights with 9:40 to go in the first quarter. Now in the middle of the field, number 1 with it. That is Dylan Popane. Popane has 36 points on the year, 19 goals, 17 assists. And now into the offensive end, back behind the goal line. Now back to David Langevin, number 21. I should note, our temperature and the weather conditions are a little complicated. We have 86 degrees, high dew point, and we've got storms all around us. It wouldn't surprise me if we do have a delay at some point, if we see any lightning and right in on the doorstep. Are the Red Knights, that shot goes by the wayside, out of bounds, but the Red Knights will retain possession with 9:06 and counting remaining in quarter number 1. As I'm saying, there's threatening weather all around the Twin Cities here. And in looking at that weather condition, I thought it might skirt us, but I think it might come across us, so we'll see what impact that has on tonight's festivities. Now an inside pass was Popane. He tried to get it to a cutting Langevin, but it went over his stick and out of bounds, and an unforced turnover against the Red Knights, and we remain tied at 0 with 8:41 to go. And to add to the weather conditions, we have had a smoke advisory throughout the Twin Cities for the last several days, including today, and it's been extended. And added to that, we've got 14-mile-an-hour winds directly out of the south, which is contributing to the high heat. And now a forced turnover in the backfield by the Red Knights, and now an outlet pass by Imes, and it finds Dylan Popane on the bounce. It was intended, though, for number 2, Beret. And did I see a lightning strike off the left side? I'm not sure. I may have. All right, meanwhile, play continues on. Red Knights with the ball. And we're still tied at 0 with it. Back there is Leo Gagnon. He has 16 goals, 3 assists, 19 points on the year. Now David Langevin Now to the near side, Jack Anderson, their leading scorer and senior. This is a semifinal playoff in the sections for all the seniors on either team. This will be it for their senior career. So much riding on the line. Now Popane winds up. I thought he took a little extra time than he should have. He had defense coming in on him, and his shot as he tried to bounce it hard in front of the goaltender, Evers, bounced over the crossbar, but the Red Knights retain possession with 7:24 to go. Now behind the net, Jack Anderson's going to try to do a button hook shot, and reading it all the way was Blake Evers for another save. Now a turnover in the Rogers zone, and that's a goal for the Red Knights. An unfortunate turnover leads to a goal, and that you have to be very careful when you're trying to get the ball out of your own zone. And the Red Knights, with their trapping forecheck of a defense, intercepts and quickly pounces and gets goal number one with 7:11 to go in quarter number one. We go back to the center circle. Do we have replay today? I'm not sure. Not on that one. Okay, so we can't bring the replay, but I believe that was Leo Gagnon that got the goal. I didn't quite catch the assist. We'll listen to the PA announcer and bring that along to you. Here it is. It is Leo Gagnon. And Jack Anderson was the one with the turnover and the assist. Big play by Jack Anderson. And then he found a wide open Leo Gagnon right in front of a very good goaltender, Blake Evers. But there was nothing he could do on that unfortunate turnover for the Rogers Royals. And now the Red Knights, following that goal, win the faceoff, which is such a critical aspect to lacrosse. I've been saying that since I've been broadcasting lacrosse, and then I read an article about it over the weekend, how important that is, just to substantiate it. Not that I needed it, but it's very true how important that specialist position is when it comes to lacrosse, because there is no shot clock. So you can hold the ball and freeze it for as long as you can if you wanted to. All right, now with it is Dylan Popane, number one. Crossover, good defense by the Rogers Royals. This might be one of the best teams the Red Knights have faced. Now an underneath pass, tried to thread the needle in traffic, but the rebound comes into the basket of number 17, Griffin Elliott, and the junior for the Red Knights deposits it behind Lively. So although that pass didn't work, as we look at the replay, a favorable bounce right into Elliott's. Look what I found, and Griffin Elliott, the junior, gets his 16th goal of the year, to go along with 4 assists. So that's his 20th point, and that puts the Red Knights up 2-0 with 6:07 to go. Back to the center circle to do the honors for the Red Knights is who's usually there. It's Owen Girton, the senior, as he goes against number 25 for the Royals Rogers. That's Adam Lachovsky, and Lachovsky has it, and he wins this one, and they needed it. The Royals down 2-0, need to find an answer with 5:53 to go in quarter number one. They had a great offensive opportunity to start the match. Wide open, number 3, I believe that's Brett Cassidy. And he came up against Josh Imes, who came up with a spectacular save. And we're at 2-0 now with 5.5 minutes remaining in quarter number one. Now with the ball, that's number 34, Gavin Huff, the sophomore. Now to number 32, that is Maxwell Bruins, the freshman, the 9th grader. Now, Royals behind the net. Number 4 with it. I think that's Nolan Sharaj. It's either Brett Cassidy or Nolan Sharaj in my... I think that is... Oh, I'm not sure. I'm sorry. What they printed here is a little confusing. Okay, now we have a stoppage at 5:04 to go. And it appears it's going to be a free opportunity for the Royals Rogers, and it's going to be by number 3. I'm going to call that Nolan Raj. And he'll pass up the start at the goal and give it up to big number 34, Gavin Huff. Now Huff to the near side to number 3. And the great defense by number 22 as he loses it, though, was Nicholas Capo, and it goes out of bounds, and they are going to give possession back to the Royals Rogers, or the Rogers Royals, I should say, the alliteration. Easy to confuse them. They're almost the same word, aren't they? All right, now with it, at the top of the key, number 25. Lachovsky to the far wing, back to Lachovsky. And a little bit of rain, and we do have some strong winds now. This might be the storm just starting to descend upon us with 4:18 to go. The winds are gusting strong out of the southwest. Umbrellas coming up, but they play on. As we approach the 4-minute mark, we don't see any lightning, and I think they'll play. It's much like football. They'll play in any conditions, as the fans now are looking for shelter. And they play on. All right, at midfield. And whatever weather we have here, I don't think it's going to last long. And now all the way into the offensive zone, Paul Loose. And we have some strong winds coming in here right now. Really strong. Popane. He rushes directly into the wind, takes a shot. Wow. That is a chair that went flying. Just one moment while I shut this door. All right, we're back underway. There was a chair that went flying that we had propping the door open, and as the storm came in here, I had to take care of that situation, and I'm back, and it's now raining, windy, and stormy with 3 minutes to go, but these tough lacrosse players play on. Now to the near side. That is number 3 for the Red Knights, Holton Vanderlinde. Vanderlinde looking for action, and now could get a little slippery out there, which could affect conditions, obviously. Popane now looking for, and a shot and a goal, as that was a nice shot, Popane, as he lost his footing. Right here is the replay, and you can see the swirliness in the trees, and he goes down and bounces it into the net for the goal. We go back to the center circle, 2:39 remaining in quarter number 1, and we play on here at the home field of the Red Knights. I think this weather pattern is going to pass right through us here in a matter of minutes. And after that, we should be clear sailing. Now the Red Knights have it. And they go back on the defensive end without anyone in net. A little dangerous play there. And now the outlet pass gets into the basket of number 11. That is Brady Marcus. Marcus now. And his pass misses number 16, Gagnon. And behind the net to retrieve the ball will be number 22, James Fee. And the winds are still howling out of the west. We're going to get some cooler temperatures here in the Midwest right after this storm comes through. It's been very warm the last several days.
2 minutes remaining.
2 minutes remaining in the quarter. The announcement now at midfield with it. Number 34 for the Royals, or the Rogers Royals, is Calvin Huff. And now Rogers looking for their first goal. And I look at the scoreboard and it is out. We have no electricity, although the lights are on, the scoreboard is not. So I don't know how much time is remaining, but I do know the score is 3-0. And now Rogers Royals with it. And there was 2 minutes, but no scoreboard.
30 seconds remaining.
And now we get an announcement, 1 minute, 30 seconds. They're gonna tell us from the PA, awful nice of them to let us know. In the pouring rain, in the wind, with the smoke-filled Canadian wildfires, you can't add another type of weather condition. Unless it was winter time, we'd add snow, but now it's really coming down, and it is a nice relief. We had high dew points, 88 degrees when I drove in, 86 at game time. And now we have a flag on the far side, and about a minute to go. And look at, you can see on your screen the weather conditions we are playing within. And it's gonna cool off here, and it already can feel the cool weather coming in. Some more fans are now seeking shelter, but there's some hardy ones. They've got their umbrellas, they brought them. All right, meanwhile, less than a minute and a half. And Rogers Rogers about to start it off. Incredible conditions here. All right, now that is number 25 for the Rogers Royals, Adam Lachowski. When they give him the okay. Waiting for the whistle. Still waiting. Or maybe they have it. Okay, we are underway. And maybe we were and they were just holding it. Hard to tell, we don't have a clock. That's visible. All right, now Rogers, top of the key, number 4, Cassidy. Cassidy down on the corner, cross, pass, and trying to keep it in. He does, is number 25, Lachowski, and that's gonna be out of bounds.
20 seconds remaining in the
Red
first
Knights will
quarter.
take over, 40
20
seconds remaining. Long pass into the offensive zone, and taking it well and niftily was Blake Evers. 8 seconds remaining, they count it down. Ball loose behind the net, still loose. Picking it up is Rogers, James Fee, and there is the signal ending quarter number 1 in thunderstorm conditions. And after 1 quarter complete, that's our score, 3-0. Stay tuned as we step aside. You're watching ParkTV 16 Sports. We're streaming live on YouTube.
MS is a hard one to explain to somebody. In my situation, it's very invisible.
It's a daily battle sometimes. How am I going to feel today?
Walk MS is like walking into a world that you belong to.
Happiness, meet with other people who have MS, have a great support group.
The idea of MS and living with such a chronic disease can be scary at times. That day is just about being amongst people and seeing the hope.
You see 3,000 people come to say, we're gonna fight this thing with you, no matter how long it takes or what it takes.
It's beautiful. It's like a sea of circles, never-ending love, you know?
We need the support. That's our support group.
A cure is on the line for me.
For me.
For me,
A cure is on the line for all of us.
Welcome back to stormy Benilde-St. Margaret's High School. We're bringing you the semifinals of Section 5A Boys Lacrosse, featuring the Red Knights of Benilde-St. Margaret's taking on the Rogers Royals. Our score after 1 quarter complete, 3-0. 12 minutes on the board, quarter number 2, and we're underway, and Rogers controls, and that is number 7 with it, Caden Martin, the senior. Rogers looking for their first goal of the night. They're down 3. Both these teams come in fairly even on some stats. 10-3 Rogers, 11-3 Benilde-St. Margaret's. The big difference is the strength of schedule. The Red Knights played 4 top 10 teams this year. Meanwhile, Rogers faced only 1 top 10 team. So I think that would favor the Red Knights in this, and certainly the score bears that out at this point. All right, now behind the net for Rogers, that is number 4, Breck Cassidy. He has 30 goals, 20 assists, 59 points on the year, and the turnover almost, as the Red Knights do come away with it, as number 21, David Langevin, goes down, and the Rogers Royals take it back over in this play on. And it is rough out there, and now the ball comes loose, and the behind that, what a get by number 25, Alan Lachowski. Did you see that? He recovered the loose ball, and then he made a automatic behind the head pass that showed great vision and ingenuity on his part, and the Rogers Royals retain and maintain possession with 10:42 to go in quarter number 2. In the wind, in the rain, in the storm, and in the smoke, this semifinal match continues on. All right, now, Red Knights with it. That was Capo. He gets it back to Josh Imes, who made a key save off the bat. And now a launching shot pass intended for number 13, Raphael Johnson-Nixon, and it ends up in the basket of number 16, Leo Gagnon, who got the first goal. Now the Red Knights are back in business. David Langevin coming right in front and scores it. And he just lowered his left shoulder. He dug in. His cleats held the wet, slippery turf. shed the defender, and it was one-on-one against Lively, the goalie, right there. And what can a goaltender do in that situation? Not a lot. And David Langevin records goal number 4 for the Benilde-St. Margaret's Red Knights. That goal comes with 10:20 remaining in quarter number 2, and now the weather conditions are starting to subside here. We knew this would be a quick burst, and I think that might have been the worst of it. And we go back to midfield for the all-important face-off as the Royals of Rogers. David Langevin gets credit for the goal from the PA announcer. 4-0, 10:10 remaining, and a push from behind by Gertin is going to give the ball, I believe, back to Rogers, but no sirree, it's going to give it to the Red Knights, and that's Raphael Johnson-Nixon, and he starts off Red Knights playing very well at home in this semifinal, and they've been in this position for every year, probably for at least the last 8 or 9. Meanwhile, this is a new experience for the Royals of Rogers. And now on the near side with the ball, number 17, Griffin Elliott. Now Gagnon. They trade off passes, and now a miscue and almost an interception and a turnover, as nicely poking at it was number 6 for Rogers, Gavin Belland, but they're going to whistle it dead and give it back to the Red Knights, and that's number 3 in your foreground, Holton Vanderlinde. Vanderlinde has 37 points, 20 goals, 17 assists, and now the ball goes out of bounds. Red Knights retain possession, and it is much cooler now after that storm cell came roaring through here. And now the shot and a save in front by Lively. Rebound still loose, and now Lively scoops it up as they blow the whistle. Now they wind the clock, 9:09 to go. And now a huge outlet pass, and he hits on the run. Number 7, Martin for Rogers. Now Rogers with it, number 4, that's Cassidy. Comes right in and he scores. Finally, the Royals of Rogers get on the board in the second quarter. That goal comes with 8:58 remaining in the second quarter. Here's the replay, and that is a big-time shot as he beats Josh Imes just to his left side inside that right post for goal number 1. And that is exactly what the doctor ordered for Breck Cassidy. Cassidy came in with 39 goals. That's his 40th of the year to go along with 20 assists. Those are nice round numbers, but I'll bet he wants more with 2.5 quarters to go. And then some. I'm looking at the color weather radar on my phone as I broadcast, and it appears we're going to have clear sailing from now on. Refs did not stop that game. We played on, and now the Red Knights have it. They're going to look to answer right back. David Langevin behind the net, cuts back. Now to the near side, Leo Gagnon, number 16. Now he'll trot to the corner. Players will come off the sideline. Substitutions every time they change possessions, and the ball migrates to the other side of the field. Very interesting lineups, how the lacrosse rules work. And now with it, number 17, Griffin Elliott, top of the key. He receives the return pass. Look for him to come right in, shoots, and he scores. And he beats Lively easily. Evers, I should say. Why do I say Blake Lively? That's because that's a superstar singer, right? No, Blake Evers, my apologies. But this is not an apology for number 17 for the Red Knights. Griffin Elliott records his first goal of the night, 16th of the year, to go along with 4 assists for a nice round number of 20 points. And I look at the flags in the northern end of the field. They're still blowing fairly horizontally, but not like they were when it was really storming out there. And now the face-off, and the Rogers Royals have it, down 5-1. Griffin Elliott gets credit for that goal, his first of the night, as I mentioned. And now with the ball for Royals Rogers Royals is Caden Martin. Martin out of the near side, hesitates, trying to get by, working against number 10 on defense. That's Tyler Kirshner, the sophomore for the Red Knights. Now he burns Kirshner, comes in, the crossing centering pass goes by the wayside and out of bounds, but the Rogers Royals will retain possession as we're now under the 8-minute mark. And in that far corner, I believe that's Nolan Sirharaj. He's a big-time player for Rogers. Now the pass, tried to cut in, and he was in traffic. That pass intended for number 34, Gavin Huff. It comes all the way into the defensive end for Rogers, the offensive end for the Red Knights, and we're going to call a whistle. And now Leo Gagnon has it, and the Red Knights are in business on offense with a 4-goal lead. 7:23 to go, and that shot taken, and a nice save by Blake Evers. And into the basket of the Royals, and now they're on defense, and they'll move up. Centering pass at midfield on the hop, and we play on. With it is number 17 for Rogers. That's Logan Evers, two Evers. Logan Evers and Blake Evers. And now the turnover, and on the run is number 1, Dylan Popane. He'll wheel around in that far corner. Now behind, Leo Gagnon out front to number 3, Holton Vanderlinde in front, shot, rebound, and only Royals Rogers there's, or Rogers Royals. I don't know why I keep saying it. It just sounds better, I guess. And here comes number 22, rambling down the field. That is James Fee. Comes right in on Imes and takes a shot, and he ran 100 yards with that long stick, and he'll trot back. And a great effort by James Fee, the senior. Meanwhile, play continues on. Rogers still with possession, 6:20 to go. Behind the net with it is number 3, Nolan Saharaj. There is Nolan Saharaj to number 34, Gavin Huff. Now he's playing catch with number 32, Maxwell Brewers. Rushing the right side, Huff finds nothing there. Retreats back to the top of the key, number 32, Maxwell Brewers. Now Brewers. He'll run in behind the net, looking for a screen. Red Knights, though, marking him efficiently right there. Now he gets double-teamed as they try to take the ball away, and they cough it up. No, he doesn't. Now they finally do, but it's right in front, and it's picked up by number 30, Brady Klatt, who has 30 points on the year, 25 goals, and he was right there in a position to score it, but he couldn't quite get it on goal, and it goes over the crossbar and out of bounds, stopping the clock with 5:35 to go, and our score remains 5-1. As the weather conditions.
Ladies and gentlemen, due to the adverse weather conditions, we will be having a lightning delay lasting 30 minutes.
Oh, now we just finally got a call for a lightning delay that's going to last 30 minutes. So the time on the clock is about 6:30 Central Standard Time. So we're going to take a break as we pause for 30 minutes. Come on back. There's 5:35 to go in quarter number 2. Our score 5-1. You're watching ParkTV 16 Sports. We're streaming live on YouTube. Come on back in 30 minutes.
My mom is a veteran and she was injured in the line of duty.
I hurt my leg in a training accident when she was only 2 years old.
She had 7 different surgeries over the span of 9 years, and there were tons of complications.
I'm doing much better now. I'm an active part of my kids' lives.
She can kick a mean soccer ball.
Through thick and thin, DAV's been there for me and my family.
Every year, DAV helps more than 1 million veterans like Sandy get the health and disability benefits they've earned.
My victory is getting my life back.
Support more victories for veterans. Go to DAV.org.
Back to ParkTV 16 Sports after a lengthy weather delay for about 30 minutes as Josh Imes makes a save. 5:35 on the clock, actually now 5:18 to go in quarter number 2. Just to bring you up to speed, our score, 5-1 Red Knights. We are past midway through the second quarter. The Red Knights have the ball going left to right, and when we started at game time, 6 o'clock Central Daylight Time, 88 degrees, high dew point, high humidity. There was turbulent weather all around us. We could see it coming in from the northwest, and it did come through here with lightning and huge gusting winds, rain, and swirling winds before they finally blew the whistle and they called it. We had a delay for about 45 minutes, but we're underway, and the temperature has dropped considerably from 89 degrees down to nearly 75, much cooler, much lighter air, and so a different condition altogether. The only question is whether or not the rain will have any effect or impact on the footing of these players. We did see some slippage as the rain was coming down before they called it. But here we are underway, 4:11 to go before halftime. Again, our score 5-1, Red Knights with the ball. And we are back underway. I'm Robert Christensen. Glad you're with us here on ParkTV 16 Sports as we watch David Langevin try from that point guard position behind the net. Outlet pass in front. Jack Anderson takes a goal and a lightning shot into the upper right-hand corner. Beats Evers, the goaltender. And you wonder sometimes when there's a weather delay and a team is down as we watch Jack Anderson, and look at that laser beam. Straight as an arrow over the left shoulder of the goaltender, Blake Evers. And now 6-1. Sometimes when there's a weather delay or some sort of injury where there's a significant timeout, it can inspire the team that's losing to regroup, refocus, but not in this case as the Red Knights came out and scored right away and increased their lead to 5, and now they have the ball again on offense. The delay seemed to have no ill effect. They came back out about 20 minutes ago. They had a 5-minute to 10-minute warm-up. The music was playing, and then we're back underway, and here we are, Red Knights with it. That is Leo Gagnon, number 16, now behind the net to number 17. That is Griffin Elliott. He has a goal tonight of the 6, so the goal scoring is being spread around, which is how it's been all year long. No gaudy numbers for any one Red Knight on offense, but a nice distribution of scoring from their top 5 scorers. All right, now, nice ball rotation here. These Red Knights look very good right now, and this is a good time in the postseason. Gagnon now behind the net to 17, Griffin Elliott, and back around to the far side. That's Holton Vanderlinde. He comes in right at the doorstep, pass. Ball loose, and it's scooped at there, got poke checked away by number 13. The goaltender, Blake Evers, has it. Now the ball in the corner, and the pressure by the Red Knights on the forecheck. Back into Evers' net, now to the near side, outlet to number 6, that's Gavin Ballon. Ballon now long pass, overshoots his teammate, and it's gonna be out of bounds, and they should award that to the Red Knights on the unforced error. That was a long bomb attempt, much like football, I would say. Tried to find an open Rogers Royal, number 32 was intended for. Actually, that was Maxwell Brewers. Meanwhile, Red Knights back on offense on the doorstep. That is number 16, Leo Gagnon. And the floodgates are starting to open up here following that weather delay, and it's now 7-1 Red Knights. 6-goal lead with 2:09 to go on the clock, and there is a wide open Gagnon. No one saw him sneak in behind the defense, undetected, stealth-like, and the Red Knights found him, and Elliott with his 2nd goal of the night, I believe. Back to midfield, and the face-off, Rogers, Adam Lachowski against number 5, Owen Girton. Girton wins the faceoff. He has the ball into the offensive zone. Now to Gagnon once again. Back behind the net now. David Langevin, under 2 minutes to go before halftime. There was 5:35 remaining in the quarter before halftime at the time of the weather delay. And now we're down to 1:45 before we'll take another 10-minute break for halftime. Now Red Knights, Jack Anderson spins. He's their leading point getter this year. Jack Anderson came in with 24 goals, so he got his 25th to go along with 60 assists, 50 points on the year, leading goal point getter. Now Beaupain with the shot, tried to bounce it right in front of Evers. Evers saw it, deflected it, rebound, nice outlet pass to the Rogers. That's number 4, Brett Cassidy. Cassidy now wide open, comes in, fakes the shot, takes a hit, takes the shot, Imes there, deflects it, rebound to the left of the net, and it's picked up by number 22 for the Red Knights. That's Nicholas Capo, the senior defender. Now the pass to the near side to number 24, that's Judah Johnson-Nixon, and he has pressure from Rogers, number 30, Brady Klatt. The freshman, I saw a little bit of an elbow go up against Johnson-Nixon, and now we have a whistle and a stoppage and a timeout on the field, which will come with 54.5 seconds remaining. I'm not sure which team took it, but it'll give us a chance to look at the bracket for the first time tonight. And there is the 2025 Section 5A Boys Lacrosse bracket. We're at the semifinal round, and in the lower half of the bracket, there are the Red Knights, the number 2 seed, Wayzata, on the top, the number 1 seed. They started tonight at 5:30. We don't have any updates on their score against the number 4 seed Maple Grove. And of course, we have the number 2 and 3 seeds. So the top 4 seeds made it all the way to the semifinals. And right now, the Red Knights are holding true to their number 2 seed with a 6-goal lead with less than a minute to go in the second quarter. Meanwhile, the girl Red Knights, Benilde-St. Margaret's, they're also in the semifinals. I forgot who they're playing, but they're on the road tonight. I think it might be Wayzata actually also. So they're on the road because they think they came in with the number 3 or 4 seed. We brought you their match in the quarterfinals as well in a ParkTV 16 doubleheader. Tonight, just a single header, the Red Knights. And if the Red Knights hold on and prevail, good chance with permission, we'll be on location. And if it's at Wayzata, if Wayzata holds true to the number 1 seed, we'll be on the road. ParkTV 16 Sports on location. We will be on location most likely. If not, we'll be right back here if the Trojans got upset by the Crimson of Maple Grove. Okay, following the long timeout, 54.5 seconds remaining. Red Knights with the ball. They have the length of the field to go with a 6-goal lead, and starting out with it is Holton Vanderlinde, and he sprints all the way down, taking some hits along the way. Another hit coming right in the goaltender, pass right in front, intended for Popane. Can't get a handle on it, ball loose in front, and now it kicks out, and it's picked up by David Langevin as he holds it with one hand, and 34 seconds on the clock. And now the Red Knights take a timeout, and this is a pattern for the Red Knights. They enjoy taking timeouts right before the end of quarters and halves, and it usually works out for Coach Palermo. So they are going to design a play here to get at least one more goal before halftime. And if they do, that's going to inspire us to talk a little bit. Well, it's inspiring me now to talk about the mercy rule. If they get to 8, and if I'm not mistaken, I believe it's 10 goals in the second half for the guys, 12 for the guys, 10 for the girls. So still just halfway to the mercy rule. So maybe a little premature at this point. Meanwhile, temperatures, again, they are dropping. I can feel the chill. We were at nearly 90 degrees with a high humidity dew point. And now, and high winds, 14 miles an hour, gusting, I think, to 20 or 30 when that storm came through. Now, hardly any wind at all. Very lovely, still cloudy, but much more comfortable. And a crisp blue kind of air, breath of fresh air coming out of Canada. But it was hot, humid winds coming out of the south there for most of the last few days. And that has broken free. And now we're underway and we're free with 30 seconds to go before halftime, and the Red Knights have it following the timeout. And look for this man right here. That's Cameron Kirshner, the senior. He gives it up now to number 18. That's Max Riley. Gets poke checked away. 17 seconds on the clock. Ball still loose. 14 seconds remaining. Still loose. Nice job by Rogers playing defense. Found that timeout. 9 seconds. They delay it. Now over there to try to pick it up was number 12, Brady Paulson. 3 seconds remaining, and the Rogers Royals do a nice job shutting down the Red Knights. But there is a whistle with just 1.6 seconds remaining. Red Knights will take a shot from far out, and Evers makes the save, and he needed to make that save just as the whistle sounds, signaling the end of the first half. So after one half complete, there's our score. Red Knights 7, Royals 1. You're watching ParkTV 16 Sports. Glad you're with us as we step aside. Come on back in 10 minutes for the second half.
Can you help me?
Mom, Dad, we're going out.
Thank you.
up there playing chess.
What you got there?
Will you help my mom?
She's real sick, huh? Hey, crew, I'll give the first move to anyone who signs up to be an organ donor. How do you do it?
Easy. Just go to organdonor.gov.
You heard them, organdonor.gov.
More donors means more hope. Sign up at organdonor.gov.
Back to ParkTV 16 Sports on location. We are bringing you live, streaming on YouTube, semifinal boys lacrosse action in Section 5A of this 2025 Minnesota boys lacrosse season. And we go to midfield for the beginning of the third quarter. 12 minutes on the clock. Our score 7-1. I'm Robert Christensen. Glad you're with us on ParkTV 16 Sports. And it has been an eventful night. Not only the great lacrosse we're watching, but we had a significant weather situation arise, lightning, gusting gale force winds, rain, high humidity. Game time temperature was around 89 degrees with high dew points, and then the storm came through, and now we've got cool Canadian air, 75 degrees. It's very lovely out, and very little wind now with 11:26 to go, and there's a shot taken by number 17 for the Red Knights to start off the second half. That's Griffin Elliott. He has a goal and a nice save by the goaltender Blake Evers. And now here are the Rogers Royals, and this is where they run into trouble, and this is the strength also of the Red Knights is their defense, but this time they actually clear the forecheck and are into the offensive end for the first time in the second half. And with the ball, that is number 3, Nolan Saharaj. Now he gives it up to number 32. That is Maxwell Brewers. And Brewers will rush around to that far side and then rolls it out to his teammate, Breck Cassidy. Cassidy, 39 goals, 20 assists, 59 points on the year. And now to number 25, that's Adam Lashowski, the senior, and his shot saved by Imes. Imes has been stellar in nets. Started off with a great save on a point-blank shot, and now a perfect outlet pass on the run to number 2, Vincent Verrett. Verrett gives it on the left side, now cross court to number 16. Gagnon comes right in, and Evers makes the save. And the rebound still loose, and chasing it is number 6 for the Rogers Royals. That's Calvin Belland, and now he comes up with it and outlets it into the offensive zone, only to be intercepted by number 0. That's Cole Langevin. And now the Red Knights have it again on offense, and they are just relentless on defense. And I was going to make that comment at the outset. I actually did a little research, and the overall goals the Red Knights have scored coming tonight is 138, as opposed to 171 for the Rogers Royals. But here's the key difference. The Red Knights have only given up 65 goals on the year. Meanwhile, Rogers has given up almost twice that at 114, and there they give up another one. Just as I said that, on cue, the Red Knights, and it appears, I was looking down at my stat sheet as I was talking, but it looks like Jack Anderson got it, and that's the beauty of replay. Let's see, here's Jack Anderson, number 23. He's already got a goal tonight. Put the move on like a point guard, turned left, faked it, just like a quarterback, nodding off a wide receiver and getting the cornerback to bite, and he created an open space, and he beats the goaltender Evers in that lower right-hand corner, and now we're at 8-1 with 9:34 to go. So it's been all Red Knights here in this semifinal with a commanding 8-goal lead. 7-goal lead, 8-1.
Red Knights, number 23, Jack Anderson. That's his second goal of the game.
There's the PA announcer crediting Jack Anderson with the goal and also acknowledging it is his second. Meanwhile, after the face-off at the center circle, I look at the clock, 9:18 remaining in the third quarter, and with the ball for Rogers is number 3, Nolan Saharaj. Saharaj coming around, he tried to squeeze it in on a button hook type shot, I would call it. Coppola there to interfere with it and break up that shot. Great defense by Coppola, and again, another reason why the Red Knights have only given up 65 goals in 14 and a half games so far. Well, they've given up one more, so 66. All right, now with the ball is Rogers, number 4, that's Breck Cassidy. If they're gonna get again on the scoreboard, it's gonna come from some of their big hitters, and he's one of them, and there's another one, number 25, Adam Lashowski. Lashowski tries the right side of the lane, and there is the defense just keeping patrol. Number 2, Vincent Verrett. Now centering pass intended for number 34, Huff, couldn't hold it, and now here comes number 24, rumbling down the field, Judah Johnson-Nixon. He's got a player on his right, hits Gagnon, Gagnon takes a shot, Evers makes the save, didn't know where it is, it deflects all the way into the near corner, picked up by Popane, quickly gets it to Langevin, and Langevin then ahead on the top of the key to number 18 for Benilde. That's Max Riley, who's checked in with 8 minutes remaining in the third quarter. Max Riley with it. Red Knights cruising here midway through the third quarter. Now on the far side, Gagnon, who's played well tonight, 2 goals already. Top of the key to number 15, who's checked in. That's Carter Tanius. So Coach Giuseppe Palermo going to his bench here in the second half. Did that also in the second half of the quarterfinal. Now coming right in, trying to button hook it around and stuff it, was number 24 for the Red Knights. And they credit him with a goal. I didn't quite see that myself. Again, maybe the replay, that was number 4 for the Red Knights. I'm not sure who that was. Let's see. Here's the replay. I was gonna say it looked like number 24, but that's Judah Johnson-Nixon, and that's not Judah Johnson-Nixon, let me tell you what. So, or 34, that's who it was, Cameron Kirshner, my fault. And I think Kirshner's gonna get the goal, and that'll be his 4th of the year to go along with 1 assist. We'll listen to the PA announcer to confirm that. Nevertheless, that goal comes with 7:32 remaining.
Number 34,
Cameron Kirshner gets it, the senior. And there is the 24 that I confused with 34, Judah Johnson-Nixon. And here he's on his second sprint, consecutive sprint, breaks through the defenders, and now all the way behind the net. Nice job twice in a row by Judah Johnson-Nixon. Gives the Red Knights the ball, and they're up 9-1, 8-goal lead with 7 minutes remaining in the third quarter. And it's really turned into a lovely night. There is literally no wind as I look at the flags to the left of the scoreboard. None. A far cry from an hour ago when those were more than horizontal. Chairs were flying around, doors were flying open, fans were running for their cars as we take that shot was Popane, and it was deflected in front, and the rebound into the basket of number 22, James Fee. Fee now getting hacked by Popane, and that's gonna draw a whistle as they're gonna call off the Red Knights there.
Timeout call by the Royals.
And the Royals take a timeout, down 8 goals with 6:31 to go. And I don't know if that was to take the pressure off James Fee. It appeared the referees were gonna call off the Red Knights with that whistle, but it was a timeout instead, and a smart one, I would believe, taken by Riley Wood, the head coach for the Rogers Royals. And again, as I was commenting, both these teams came in with identical records, but the strength of schedule is a significant part of that doesn't make it look as close as they are in terms of their records. And as I mentioned before, the strength of schedule is key. The Red Knights are ranked 10th in the state, and there are 4 teams that they've played that are ranked higher, and 3 of those are 3 of their losses. Meanwhile, the Rogers Royals, although 10-3, have had only 1 team that was in the top 10, and that was Minnetonka, who right now presently is ranked 6th in the state, and they lost to them back on April 25th by 8 goals. But nevertheless, no common opponents. First time they played all year, so it was hard to know exactly how it was going to go. But so far, it's really been all Red Knights with a 9-1 lead, and we are at the timeout by Rogers, and it appears they're done with their committee strategy meeting, as are the Red Knights. And they saunter out onto the field. And when I played high school sports, we never walked onto the field. We'd get yelled at, ridiculed. Whether it was baseball, basketball, or football, which were my sports, we ran out there every time. But, you know, times are different. And here are the Royals and the Red Knights. And we're underway. Royals have it at midfield. And with it is number 4 for the Royals, Brett Cassidy. Now behind the net to 32, that's Brewers. Top of the key, they lose a handle, is number 4 again, Cassidy. And so those little things are created by the tenacious, aggressive defense by the Red Knights. And so the Royals are needing to find some stability in just their passing. And now to the near side, and now they're crouched in there. And they're doing a nice job rotating that ball. They might be well advised to continue to do that a little bit. Now a shot from the top of the key, and Imes saw it all the way, and a quick outlet pass misses. Cole Langevin, now ball loose and out of bounds, and I thought it went off the Royals, and it did. Number 38 poke checked at it, and I don't have a name for him in my program, but it went off his stick. And now over to retrieve the ball for the Red Knights in the foreground. There is, of course, number 13, Raphael Johnson-Nixon. Now to the near side, Jack Anderson has 2 goals tonight. 5:35 remaining in quarter number 3, 9-1 our score. Leo Gagnon now behind the goal on the far side. Gives it up to the top of the key to Popane, and now at the real top of the key is Holton van der Linde as they get their substitutions in for their offensive set this time down. Now Jack Anderson working the left side, winds around, takes a shot, and he scores it. Jack Anderson having a night, number 23, his 3rd of the night, and he records that goal with 5 minutes, 10 seconds remaining. And here he just much like a guy driving a basketball, right? Spin move, meets another defender, dribbles around to the left side, gets poke checked away, finds a little opening, and there's his shot, much like a mid-range jumper. Jack Anderson, 3rd goal tonight, 10-1 our score, and again, that comes with 5:10 remaining in the 3rd quarter. And now the mercy rule is gonna come into appear. It's closer, what's that old saying? Objects in their mirror closer than they appear. The mercy rule is closer than it may appear. Actually, it appears like it's close right now. So they have a 9-goal lead. They're 3 away from the mercy rule unless they give up another one. Okay, now Jack Anderson getting credit from the PA announcer. Now with it for the Rogers Royals is number 25, Adam Lashovsky. Lashovsky getting guarded closely by Owen Girton. And look at this defense by Girton, just having his way with number 25, Lashovsky. Anybody who thinks this game is not a rough game, it is incredibly rough. They've got sticks and helmets for a reason, and if you get down to field level, like I had a chance to observe them as they warmed up, it is intense warm-ups, especially from the Red Knights, their assistant coaches, really building them up, and it is a tough, tough sport these guys are playing. Lots of bruises, I'm sure. All right, now on the far side for the Royals, 32, that's Maxwell Brewers. Brewers gets turned away by that impenetrable defense by the Red Knights. Now with it, number 34, Huff, double teamed, nowhere to go, no one to help him. Now he finally finds relief behind the goal line to number 3, Nolan Saharaj, far side. Cuts in, might have a space, and he gets cut off by number 2 for the Red Knights. Vincent Verrett, ball out of bounds. Ball back to the Red Knights, and this is Groundhog's Day all over again. Each time the Royals come down, they do maintain possession, but they just can't penetrate the offense. And look at that beautiful long field width pass to number 13, Raphael Johnson-Nixon. And these Red Knights are really playing well at the right time this year. And I think it's beyond doubt that they're going to advance to the championship round coming up on Wednesday. It'll either be at Wayzata if they beat Maple Grove, or here, time to be determined. Not sure we'll be there at ParkTV 16 Sports, but if you're a betting person, I bet we are. We're just going to get permission, and if it's here, we'll for sure be here, it seems like. So, all right, now that's Dylan Popane. Haven't heard much from him. He's one of their stellar goal scorers this year, as he came in with 19 goals, 17 assists, 36, nothing yet, and now the assist pass attempt to Leo Gagnon, and it just sailed over his head out of bounds, and Rogers will get possession, and over in that far dark corner is Gavin Belland, or Belland, probably pronounces it. You never know. I remember when Tony Dorsett came into the league as a Dallas Cowboy in the early 80s, and Height College, he was a superstar. He was called Tony Dorsett, and then he asked everyone to pronounce it Dorsett. So sometimes I don't know where to put the emphasis on the syllable. My apologies, but now play continues, and the Rogers Royals are going to keep the ball, but look at the struggle. It's like salmon swimming upstream against this Red Knight forecheck. There, they finally get it across midfield into the basket of number 34, Gavin Huff. Now Huff getting harassed from behind by number 13, Raphael Johnson-Nixon. And with it, number 34, Gavin Huff. To the near side, number 4, Breck Cassidy. Cassidy rushing behind the net, being guarded closely by number 0, Cole Langevin. Now in front, the shot, and another save by Imes, and he has been magnificent in nets as we approach 2 minutes to go in the third quarter. And now Imes, all goaltenders, they want to get out of the net. They're so confined, and this is nice for him to trot out there on a nice cool evening suddenly. And now Jack Anderson showing his speed, rushes it into the offensive zone. He'll calm down, roundabout, allow substitutions to come in off the sideline, and they will pass it around as they wait for the players to show up. And I look at the clock, 1:34 remaining. Now Popane, I look for him. They might give him the one-on-one green light here, we'll see. Now they play catch on that far side. Number 17 with it, Griffin Elliott. Now top of the key, Holton Vander Linde. Now to the near side, Popane, he's gonna take the shot. I thought he was gonna get his shot. They called his number, and he took a shot, a hard one, from number 22, James Fee. There's the shot, just goes wide right, and there's the shot that Popane took, and that underscores my comments earlier about how rough this game is. It's almost rougher than football. Maybe it is, just because they've got sticks and not that much padding. I think I'd rather play football. Okay, now, if you're looking for the pain factor, now the pass inside. It was intended for number 16, Gagnon. It just escaped over his basket, but now coming off the sideline and picking up Johnny on the spot was actually Holton Vander Linde on the spot. Now the pass to number 17. Griffin Elliott, top of the key to number 3, Vander Linde. Now to the near side, Jack Anderson. He's got 3 goals already, and there's 34 seconds remaining in the third quarter. Anderson, he'll hang around, much like in basketball where they're going to play for a last shot. He puts the move on like a point guard, gets by everybody, drives right to the net, turns, shoots, misses, and the rebound scooped up by Evers, and an outlet pass. He's had a wide open number 4, Breck Cassidy, but he overshot him, and now the ball is in the basket of number 24, Johnson-Nixon, Judah, and he launches an outlet pass, and it goes out of bounds with 4.5 seconds remaining. Rogers Royals will have it. No timeout will be taken, and there's a shot pass all the way into the scoring zone, and it goes out of bounds, and now the whistle sounds, signaling the end of quarter number 3. So after 3 complete, our score 10-1, Red Knights. You're watching ParkTV 16 Sports. We're streaming live on YouTube. As we step aside, come on back for the fourth quarter in 2 minutes.
My mom is a veteran, and she was injured in the line of duty.
I hurt my leg in a training accident when she was only 2 years old.
She had 7 different surgeries over the span of 9 years, and there were tons of complications.
I'm doing much better now. I'm an active part of my kids' lives.
She can kick a mean soccer ball.
Through thick and thin, DAV's been there for me and my family.
Every year, DAV helps more than 1 million veterans like Sandy get the health and disability benefits they've earned.
My victory is getting my life back.
Support more victories for veterans. Go to DAV.org.
Back to ParkTV 16 Sports on location. We're bringing you semifinal boys lacrosse action out of Section 5A in the state of Minnesota. Red Knights with a commanding lead as we begin the fourth quarter from Benilde-St. Margaret's. And you know what? It feels like the sun might be coming out just as it's setting after a huge wild storm in the first half, and now off the face-off to start the fourth quarter. The ball ended up in the basket of Holton Vander Linde, and here he came and found some space and took a shot at the goaltender Evers, and he got his basket on it, and it nicked it out of bounds, but the Red Knights retain possession. Under 12 to go, and now the shot and the goal, and that was just, boy, I can't think of a superlative to describe how hard that shot was by number 17, Griffin Elliott. He delivers another goal, and we've got all ones across. 11-1 our score. Look at that lightning shot. Just handcuffing Evers. Nothing he can do with that kind of pace. And it is just all Red Knights here. 11-1 our score with 11:41 to go. If you're into numerology, look at all those ones. Now Gertin at the face-off to go against, again, Lashovsky. And a whistle and a flag gets thrown from the judge, and it appears, I'm not sure, it's hard to tell who that was called against. I always look to see who's going to go in the invisible penalty box. Is it going to be a Red Knight? Usually they take a knee, but maybe nobody's a penalty box, and it's just going to be a whistle. And the Red Knights are, yeah, it is. There is a player down, and that appears to be Lashovsky. So not only do the Red Knights have a 10-goal lead with 11:39 to go, they also have a player advantage probably for the next minute. And now with the ball, Jack Anderson on the power play. And they're going to try. They got a minute to go up 12-1. Top of the key. Popane almost took that shot. Now Vanderlinde takes one, fires. Goes out of bounds. Clock stopped momentarily with 11:19 to go. Now on the near side. David Langevin. And it's intercepted by number 38 for the Rogers Royals. Or was that 88, I believe, Alton Larson, and now he's down at the 20-yard line. I don't know if he slipped as I was looking down for his number. Right there, no, he took a shot from the Red Knights. I think that was Brady Marcus, number 11. And he gets up, and that's a round of applause. He's no longer injured, it appears, but there is a flag on the ground. And another Royals player is on his knee, unless that's the same one as before. As the clock is stopped with 11:06 remaining in the fourth. And there seems to be a delay. I have the binoculars out. And that's still Lashovsky on one knee. So the Red Knights are on the power play, but the Royals have the ball with 11 minutes to go in the match. That is number 17 with it, Logan Evers. Now with it, 32, Brewers, Maxwell Brewers, 32. He's getting guarded aggressively by Brady Marcus, number 11, poke checking at it, looking for someone to unload the ball to. And now he finds some space as Brady Marcus backs off. Now he gives it up, takes the return pass. He's at that point guard position behind the net, out front of the left flank, quick shot. And a goal by the Rogers. Number 3, Nolan Sararaj. I have him as number 2, but I think that's Sararaj. I hope it is anyway, as he went low on Imes and beats him and records the Rogers Royals' second goal of the match. That comes with 10:27 remaining. We go back to midfield and the face-off. And Gertin against Lashovsky. I guess that might be a power play goal. And Lashovsky wins it. So that goal is going to be credited to the Red Knights, or no, excuse me, to number 2, Nolan Zararaj. Boy, I'm struggling with that name. S-I-H-A-R-A-J. I think I'm pretty good at it, but Zaharaj, my goodness. All right, now play back underway. Royals with it after their goal, and now they with that face-off. Now inside, and did it go in? It did. It was intended to be a pass to number 34, Gavin Huff, and he missed it, and so did Imes. And that is a whoops goal, but I'll tell you what, if you're a Rogers fan, you'll take it. It just maybe even got deflected by number 34, much like an ice hockey goal. I'd almost like to see that again if possible, to see if it was deflected. But nevertheless, it was supposed to be a pass. Here it is. All right. There it is, and I think it just missed everybody. I don't think anybody ticked it. So let's see who they give that goal to. I think that was Brett Cassidy.
Number 4, Brett Cassidy.
Yeah, Brett Cassidy. Nobody touched it. He got the goal, and now he's got the ball again. Could the Royals of Rogers reel off a string of goals? And that's one thing that also similar to basketball, you get on a roll, and there was a point-blank opportunity to get their third in less than a minute or close to it. Now the ball's loose in front, and Imes scoops it up, and now we have a whistle and a turnover. And with it behind the net is number 24 for the Red Knights, Judah Johnson-Nixon. And now he gets it up, and now sprinting into the open territory on the near side is number 13, his brother, Raphael Johnson-Nixon. And so the Red Knights withstand that 2-goal barrage, and now they have it. But there is still significant time left on the clock, approaching the 9-minute mark. David Langevin now out front to the far side, scooped up. And now the Red Knights will do some substitutions, and they kind of want to slow this down, I think, unless, of course, I'm wrong. They usually don't slow it down. They want to play offense whenever they can. I've never seen them really back off that aspect of their game. And there's Holton Vanderlinde, especially after giving up 2. I'm pretty sure they want to avenge those goals. And here comes Vanderlinde, sidesteps a blocker and scores the goal. Yep, that's usually what I see when the Red Knights give up a goal. They are very focused on getting one right back. I always try to equate it as we watch Holton Vanderlinde. Watch him slip his hips and miss that defender and create the opening as he gets hit from behind by Cassidy, but scores it anyway. So Vanderlinde extends the lead back to 9 with 8:43 remaining. And it's becoming a lot brighter. In fact, the sun is starting to appear on the western horizon. And what a difference the weather has been. If you can look at the flags, they're literally limp on the poles, not moving at all. Just wonderful out now after a huge lightning-filled wind, swirling thunderstorm came barreling through the match, delaying it for nearly an hour before we got back underway. That came with 5:35 to go in the second quarter. Meanwhile, there's a big cross check by Cole Langevin as he tries to scoop it up, and now back to scoop it up is Judah Johnson-Nixon, number 24, with the long stick. He spins around. Look at the agility of Johnson-Nixon. My goodness, what an athlete. Now the pass all the way to the far side, and there's Nicholas Coppola holding the ball out, cuts back towards the middle, gives it up on the dead run and a short pass. You know how difficult that is? My goodness. Now with it, number 15, Carter Tanius. And Leo Gagnon with it, number 16, as we're now under 8 minutes to go before one of these teams advances to the championship round with the right to contend to go to the state tournament for 2025. Now Gagnon cuts back right, gives up the ball behind the net to David Langevin, now to that far flank to number 12 for the Red Knights, who's checked in, Brady Paulson. Now to the near side, number 18, Max Riley, gets double teamed, gives it up to Gagnon. Gagnon looking in front to David Langevin, can't handle the pass, but Gagnon gets the missed opportunity there and holds possession as we are now at 7 minutes remaining in the match. Now Max Riley again, trying to put the move on. Much like one-on-one, he takes a shot, and that was good defense by the Rogers. Caden Martin, he was able to interfere with that shot right behind. Watch number 7 for Rogers. Right there, just able to check Max Riley, allowing that ball to go sail and creating a turnover. Great defense for Rogers on that opportunity. Now here's number 38 for Rogers, and I'm not sure I have a number for him, but that was a nice pass by number 38 to number 32, who again, of course, is Brewers. Now Brewers tries that near side, but that is that's Cole Langevin, able to just keep his body between him and the net. You can see he's trying to get by the defense, much like, again, a one-on-one opportunity in basketball. But great defense. Now the ball checked away again, and it's scooped up by number 2 for Benilde-St. Margaret, Vincent Ferret, another stellar defender, and he's got a pass right on the mark to Judah Johnson-Nixon. Now he cuts in, and he's got a long stick. He's prone to take a shot once in a while, and he did there, and it went wide right. Boy, has he worked hard. Judah Johnson-Nixon, 24. Look at him and the agility. Comes right in. Stellar player on the football team. I think he's going to play football in college. Boy, he could play any sport. I could almost see him as a running back after watching his agility on those rushes just like that. Who knows what he'll do. All right, right now, his only focus, as are the Red Knights and the Royals, is this lacrosse match. As now we're nearing the 5.5-minute mark before it's over. And the top of the key, that's Cassidy. He has 2 goals of the 3 for Rogers. And that is consistent with his contributions this year. He came in with 39 goals, 20 assists, 59 points. He's now raised that to 61. And now Rogers has it as the clock continues to wind down. 5:11, 5:10, 5:09 remaining in the 4th quarter. And that is Lashovsky. Looking, being marked by, this time, Raphael Johnson-Nixon. Now with it is Brewers, Maxwell Brewers backs up, directing traffic. 4:49 remaining in the match. Now top of the key with it, number 10, that's Tyler Anderson. He's got 5 points on the year, 2 goals, 3 assists. His maneuver there goes out of bounds. That's going to be a turnover, unforced error, and that's Coppola with it to Imes, the goaltender behind the net, and an outlet pass on the money to Raphael Johnson-Nixon. And he's into the offensive end with 4.5 minutes to go. Quickly, the ball back to David Langevin looking for some cutters. Now he tries to maneuver behind the net, now to the far side to Jack Anderson, who has 3 tallies tonight. And he waits for the substitutions. Now coming off the bench, Holton Vander Linde comes in, takes a shot, and it goes off the crossbar and ricochets all the way to midfield. And now pushing it back in was Brady Marcus, and that's going to be an over and back. If I'm not mistaken, that's what it felt like. That's a basketball term. But my goodness, I don't know if we can get that ricochet on replay when we have a chance. But meanwhile, play continues on, and we're under 4 minutes to go. Rogers, number 5, just rushing abandonedly was Alan Pert. The senior who's checked in. Gets banged around on defense, and there's some more banging around as these Red Knights are lowering the boom on the Royals of Rogers. And now they force another turnover, and just as they outlet it, and we got a whistle, and now what, a timeout? No. Let's see. Not a timeout, but they're going to award the ball instead to Rogers. So they're going to have it with 3:46 remaining. Now we're winding down, 3:43, 3:42. Rogers with it. They're down by quite a bunch here. 9 goals. That shot as they tried to wind around. I kind of call it a button hook. They try to stuff it. It's much like hockey. They try to do the wraparound goal. Try to beat the goaltender from getting over to guard that post. And here they're going to try it right here, the wraparound. And there's the defense. Ball now makes its way back out to the top of the key, and Cassidy. Now he'll go one-on-one against Cole Langevin. Langevin one-on-one with Cassidy. Takes a shot as he goes sailing, much like a slippery slide in your backyard. Chest first. And he slid a good 5 yards, it appeared to me, as he let that shot fly. But it goes out of bounds, and Rogers will maintain possession as moving over is number 3. That is Zerharaj, who I believe has the other goal for Rogers, and they'll put him where he needs to be. Much like a director on a play, everybody gets their mark. Okay, action. And that's what it feels like here as well. Now with it, out to the top of the key, that's Lashovsky with 3 minutes to go in the season. So for the seniors of Rogers, it's going to be bittersweet here, or mostly bitter with the loss, but sweet that they can close out a career making it to the semifinals of the Section 5A tournament. Nothing to sneeze at. They will end up with a 10-4 record, and there's Lashovsky, tried to do a backhand as he got cross-checked from behind, and this Red Knight defense, the big red machine, really punishing these Royals of Rogers. And the clock now stopped with 2:35 remaining. substitutions now as players come out. It looks like Rogers is going to maintain possession on the near side, right there at about the 10-yard line extended, which is actually the goal line. And coming in was Brewers, and as he tried to flick it to Lachovsky, there is Judah Johnson-Nixon with another stellar defensive play. He gets it to Imes, gets it back to Judah Johnson-Nixon, and look at him tapping it. Oh, man, much like a tennis player, right? So many aspects to lacrosse. It just combine. Oh, wide open is David Langevin. The pass from Brady Marcus. And that, folks, is suitable for framing. What a beautiful goal. Started by number 24, Judah Johnson-Nixon, as he hit. Look at that. Pass, 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 another pass, breaking wide open. Suitable for framing. Pass, 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 shot, goal. Reminds me of Tommy Kramer. I had the opportunity to meet him once, and he came in as a rookie. And he one time said, he goes, I came in, Bud Grant put me in. He goes, pass, 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 touchdown. We get the ball back, pass, 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 touchdown. Then he did it a third time before they upset the 49ers way back when. That was what that reminded me of. Pass, 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 goal. All right, 2 minutes to go. Top of the key, number 7, Caden Martin. Royals closing out their year here, looking for a little payoff with a goal right in front to Lachovsky. Comes in and beats Imes. Zaharaj with the assist. It's all academic at this point, of course. But there's Lachovsky, and undetected, he came right in and he took a nice pass and he beat Imes one-on-one. And in those positions, it's going to be advantage attacker most of the time, one-on-one with a goaltender like that. I mean, they were right in each other's faces, and Lachovsky just came in unnoticed. That's rare miscue on the defense for the Red Knights, but with a minute and 42 to go and a sizable lead, I don't think it's of any concern, as it's not unusual for them to be taking a little bit of gas off the pedal, or the pedal off the gas, I should say. And meanwhile, the shot there taken by number 19 was Colin Goodwater, who checked in, the freshman. And he's had a nice year. Coming to tonight's match, Goodwater had 10 goals, 3 assists for 13 points overall. Meanwhile, number 3 with it again is Zararaj. And the Royals looking for more goals here, especially if they're seniors, and that's Cassidy, number 4, who has 2 already, and he's just a sophomore. He'll be back next year. And I look at the roster, there's only a few seniors on the team. Lachovsky, he's a senior. Also, not Cassidy, but just a few seniors. And now a timeout late in the game with a sizable lead, 1:12 remaining. And again, we can discuss perhaps the brackets. So in the other half of the bracket is Wayzata. They were playing Maple Grove. There's the bracket. So tonight is June 2nd. June 4th is on Wednesday. If Wayzata wins, it'll be there. If they lost, it'll be here. And time to be determined, most likely 7 o'clock, but it could be 6 like tonight's start was. Daylight savings time, Central Daylight Savings Time. So check your listings. Go to ParkTV.org. It'll be there. Or check Benilde-St. Margaret's or Lacrosse Hub at the Star Tribune. All kinds of places to find it. Good chance if you can't make the match, whether it's in Wayzata or here in St. Louis Park at Benilde-St. Margaret's, we're likely to be there, whether it's here or there. So check out our broadcast. We'll hopefully be streaming live on YouTube. And hope you've enjoyed this broadcast as well as we come out of the timeout. And probably just some substitutions for some players who haven't seen the field. Get a little bit of varsity action, playoff action always helps, especially if they're going to be seeing playing time in the years to come. Even a minute out here with this feeling will help them immensely. Okay, now meanwhile, Rogers with it. And that is number 17, Logan Evers. Pass with a darting player coming out. It gets checked away nicely by Coppola, and a whistle. And an infraction with 51.9 seconds. A little groan from the audience. I think they want this game to end, no matter whose team you're rooting for, especially with less than a minute to go. And with the weather delays, some fans might be getting a little antsy. And there's a shot taken and another goal saved by Imes. And we got a Royals player apparently hurt now and writhing in pain. You can see him there just inside that 20-yard line marker as the players go. Let's see if we can see what happened. And there's the shot, and another shot taken from behind and going down. And might be his ribs on that right side. That's Logan Evers, the junior, as he's now sitting up. And the clock shows 35.8 seconds remaining, and there is going to be a penalty. You can see the official on the far side, and now he is up and draws a round of applause. He may have had the wind knocked out of him, or it looked like maybe from the ribs that are kind of at a part of our back, he may have taken a shot from behind, but he is walking off a little gingerly, I'd say, without his helmet or his stick. But hopefully he'll be okay. Hopefully it's not a concussion situation either. Meanwhile, as we go back to the field, remind our viewers, 35.8 seconds remaining. It's been a long evening. We started 2 hours and 15 minutes ago. We had a 40 to 50 minute weather delay with severe thunderstorm coming through, lightning, and there's a shot and a goal by Rogers. And that is number 3, I believe, Nolan Sararaj. Gets their 4th goal with 28.4 seconds, and we go to the replay. And it was the give and go and the quick shot before Judah Johnson-Nixon could do anything about it. And Imes gets beaten, giving up his 5th goal of the year. That's their 70th overall on the year. So a slow, painful end to this one if you're a Rogers fan. One of your players got banged up late. They had 1 goal until just a few minutes ago. Their 4-goal barrage has come literally in the last 3 or 4 minutes.
Scoring for the Royals, number 3.
Now, Lashovsky. Never say die, Royals. Brady Smith with it. He's a captain, senior captain, playing his last 10 seconds to go. He looks back. Now to the near side to number 30, Brady Klatt. The give and go intended for number 7, Kidson Martin. And there's the siren sounding the end of quarter number 4, and our match is concluded. So for Paul Broden, our producer, and Nick, our cameraman, my name is Robert Christensen. Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. And we'll see you again on ParkTV 16 Sports, streaming live on YouTube. Have a great night.